Hi, ChromaFall Duel is a 1 or 2 player game for Mac and iOS. This is the Mac version. If there's a controller plugged in, it shows hints about what buttons can be used to control it with a controller. So I'm going to use a controller just so that I can show you 2-player mode. If there is no controller attached, then attempting to play 2 players will warn you that you need another method of control. So I'll plug in the controller, and if I push A on my controller, it'll start a 1-player game. And there's no blue pieces there because it's completely random. A and B rotate the pieces. A does clockwise, B does anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, and the down arrow pushes it down faster. If you've got a piece in the correct place, you can push Y to make it jump straight down so that you don't have to wait for a piece to fall, and that is going to become more important when playing competitively. But this is the easiest level, easy slow. We're on level 1 here. I'm going to push A for clockwise, and I pushed it too early, so it moved to the right as a part of the impact checking. You can see the play is pretty obvious from here on out. I will just play a little bit more of level 1. In fact, I may as well complete level 1. And there you go, pushing the wrong buttons. Just 1 yellow to go. There's number 1 at the top of the screen there to tell us there's only 1 piece left. I could have turned that the other way if I was more efficient. And last piece. Now we have a countdown to move to level 2, which is the same difficulty but harder speed. So everything's now moving a little bit faster. And the progress is done by increasing the speed with the same difficulty and then increasing the difficulty, which is the number of pieces to clear, but going back down to the lowest speed and then increasing the speed again. There are 10 levels, but there are more options because there's 4 speeds and 4 difficulties, 4 numbers of blocks to clear. So you can choose a level that isn't one of the 10 expected levels. Because, for example, we don't go easy, fast, we just go straight to normal, slow here. Okay, I think you've got the idea for single player. So I can push the menu button to get here, and it's got a little hint there that X will quit. So I'm going to quit with X. And I'm going to leave it on easy slow just so I can demonstrate the 2-player mode, but you can change the 2-player difficulty with the up arrow here. I'll scroll through the 4 different speeds, and by the down arrow to change the speed. So I should say that again, the up arrow, the up on the D-pad changes how many pieces there are to clear. The down one changes how fast it goes, and the same on the player 1. It's right for this bit and left for this bit. So if I push X for 2-player, you get 2 screens at the same time, and I'm going to, because I'm doing it on easy, be capable of using the keyboard to play player 1. If there were 2 controllers attached, of course, it would use both controllers. You can also use the mouse to control it, using right-click to rotate counterclockwise, and I wasn't concentrating, and using left-click to rotate clockwise, and the space bar will do the fast drop, the hard drop as I call it in the code. And what I really want to do is show you what happens. There we go. So in this case, I cleared 2 pieces in player 2, and I don't know if you can see, but third up from the right and sorry, third from the right and third up from the bottom, there is an E piece, which is an enemy piece that has been dropped by the other player. So that's now in the way a little bit. They appear randomly when more than one column is dropped at the same time. I'm going to just drop that one faster. Got a bit of time on the other screen. So I'm going to choose not to clear those reds so that I can clear two at once. There we go. So if I clear two at once here, you'll see some extra pieces appear on the other screen when that clears. There we go. And they appear randomly. They will fall if gravity is triggered by something being cleared. So we should see that as well. So obviously this is very pedestrian at this speed, but if you've got one player better than another, you can change the difficulties for one player so that the other player can have a chance. So if you're playing a child or someone who's less familiar with games, you can have a more even match, and there's a competitive a competitive situation because you're pushing pieces from your board to the other. And player 2 won. I hope you agree this is kind of fun, and on the iPhone I use it a lot just to give my fingers something to do. Thanks for your consideration.